Recording.
I'm mad at you.
Giddy up. Me?
Yeah.
Why?
Because you're wearing like my fit right now.
Hoodie.
Athletic pants.
Adam's dad's
which I'm wearing.
pants.
I'm wearing those too.
Yeah.
And blue lenses so my eyes don't rot.
And a white hat.
Adam's
Look at me.
made.
Ours.
Look at me. We're wearing the same color scheme except
You
the
copied
shoes.
me.
Nah, you copied me.
I walked into this place first.
Who's bored? No, you didn't.
I sat on the couch second.
Hey, everybody.
I'm Sam.
I'm Adam.
And I'm Will, and we are...
Working Title!
Ciao. Welcome back to Attack on Titan Season 1.
Absolutely. Episode 20!
They captured the female
Male
Titan.
Titan.
And guess what? Who
Is it?
is inside? Yeah, I mean, I'm not really sure. I have no idea who to expect that it is, but the fact that it probably is somebody is super exciting.
Now, before we start, do you think they'll actually reveal it this episode?
I pray to God it doesn't get drawn out to the last episode, because if it does, I'm gonna be so pissed
I'm
off.
saying we ain't seen it till the finale, just
Of
because
course.
anime never serves me how I want.
No, of course not. They always drag things out.
Hey guys, if you like watching anime with Working Title Reacts, make sure you leave a like, flick that notification bell, subscribe to us. That really helps us out. We appreciate it.
Make sure you leave some comments telling us what you think about the show. If you really enjoy this, make sure you're sticking around because we're going to be hopping into Season 2 pretty soon.
Pretty soon.
Share with your friends.
This is not a market substitute. If you enjoy Attack on Titan, make sure you go check it out on Netflix or any other application you can find it on, and then come back and watch our reaction right here. We're going to get started. Let's punch it.
Bah!
Erwin Smith. Oh boy.
I'm so excited.
Oh, look at those huge bolts in her leg.
She's so scary. No way! Oh, there's no way she's getting out of this one now. Wait, did they really just cut away from her? This is the goddess girl, right?
Waifu.
Waifu.
Krista.
Whoa.
Ew.
Look how he's able to do that.
They just hear boom, 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 boom.
大砲を持ってきたようには見えなかったけどな。
さっきから奥がうるせえな。
今何のために何してるんだ。
帰りたい。
Division in the ranks.
少し移動するぞ、アリ。
He's the one who wanted to
Yeah.
mutiny.
Dang!
Whoa. Oh boy. Oh, he's got a bowl cut.
だんだん上手くなってきてるぞ。
学習能力があるってことだ。
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was just gonna say. So they can
高
learn?
さがあるだろうけど。
Just like humans, depends on the person. It's almost like they're describing people every time they learn something new.
Huh, it's almost like these are all people, like I was saying a few weeks ago.
エルヴィン団長の狙いは
Commander Erwin's goal.
最初からそれだった。長く調査兵団をやってる先輩たちにも
They don't trust anybody.
There's a chain of command, too.
ペトラ、そいつの歯を抜いてやれ。前歯と奥歯を差し替えてやれ。エレンの言う仲間を信用できない理由なんて一つだ。巨人になる人間、もしくはそいつに協力
The
する
English
諜報
voice
員の
actor
よ
of
うな
that
やつ
guy is the voice actor of Full Metal Alchemist, but you don't give a shit because you
Why
watch
must
that
so
Japanese, you
much?
cocksucker.
諜報員、本当にそんなやつなの
That's
It's actually crazy that they've been putting a lot of emphasis on the stuff that I didn't think would be so important.
yeah. So there's a traitor amongst them.
つまり最初に壁を壊された時に情報員が入ってきたと想定して
I'm curious when Levi
じゃあ
chose
ジョ
these
ニーと
people
ビンを
to
殺した
make
の
the
は
Levi
そい
squad.
つってことか。これが成功すればこの世界の真相に迫れることになる。人が死にすぎた。
Jeez. Assuming she'll even talk, whoever's inside.
団
Might just
長は
off
間違って
herself.
いたと思うか。兵士がどれだけ余計に死んだと思ったんだ。
じゃあ後でこうするべきだったっていうことばっかりでも
I was like, what is happening?
100人の仲間の命と壁の中の人類の命、
Oh my
団
gosh.
長は選んだんだ
What are those things?
100
There's like
人の
more
仲間の
rods.
命を
Like a ballista?
お前はまだ
Like
してない
what's
だけ
jammed in their arm, like
その
connected
後
to
今わ
wire.
かるだろ
It's like when you
人
get
類の
tased.
希望である調査兵団が
Yeah.
化け物をもしのぐ必要に迫られたのなら人間性をも捨て去ることができる人のことだ。何も捨てることができない人には何も変えることはできないだろう。
Yeah, I agree.
Special capture weapon newly developed. The survey core created to restrain specific titans, special weapons, and 7 steel arrowheads and both ends! Booty!
This dang titan's covering her nape.
関節がより強固に固まっていく仕組みだ。
Oh, smart.
しかし肝心の中身さんはまだ出せないのか。
Gosh, oh gosh.
Cut off. Oh!
What?
It's smart! It can, like, crystallize itself.
How? Was that Levi who went in for that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting. What? How does that work?
Levi and Mitch shattered their blades.
体の一部の表面を
Portion of her body
硬
with
質な
hardened
皮膚で覆
skin.
うことができる能力
Okay.
立体機能の白人攻撃をこのまま続ければ
So how much can she do that?
Yeah.
葉っぱの用意だ人の手を吹き飛ばす
I was gonna say,
Yeah.
like, just blow off the hands.
常備しているものの威力では中身ごと吹き飛ばしてしまう可能性があ
You
り
might
ます
as well do it.
ならばこっちはそんなに暇じゃないんだ
Stop, I don't want to do this.
お前はこれからどうなると思うお前はこの状況から抜け出すことができると思う
I'm afraid this thing's gonna figure out a way to get out.
こ
Yeah.
っちの迷惑も
All I'm
少しは
thinking is
考えて
Megatron
ほし
just
い
blowing out and killing everybody.
お前なら俺を理解してくれるだろ
Ah, he relates to a titan. So weird.
お前の手足を切断しても大丈夫かまた生えてくるんだろ
Oh no, it can
お前
feel
自身は
pain.
反対の方だ死なれたりしたら
Oh
困
gosh.
るからな
Oh gosh. Oh gosh.
Dude, he is a psychopath. What?
Y'all better be careful. She's scary, man.
Dude, what is it saying?
Zombies! Where's the mystery box? Where's the mystery box?
Yeah. Or what if she just called all the titans?
No one can see me in all your believing.
Copy strike.
Fuck.
エルビニオス方角は全方位か
I
ら
smelled them.
This guy, man.
Yeah, she just called them
I
all.
smell them stinky
No!
socks.
No!
Big stinky feet. Oh, it's all the short ones, the worst ones. No! I hate them.
They're 4 meters.
What?
No. They're not abnormal. She just like summoned them all.
Oh.
Yeah, that's why she screamed. She was calling them all forward.
エルビ先に東が来るすぐそこだ
Oh.
今しゃごえ
I hate how they look so much.
This is where I would summon Aaron. They're just avoiding him.
Oh, like, what is happening?
おいてめ
Levi, run.
No, he's gonna take them all out.
Nice. Ah!
No!
Mommy! Oh my gosh! There's so many!
This is where you would get Aaron. Like Aaron
Holy
turning the Titans
moly.
for murdering. Holy.
Are they trying to get... What is happening? Are they trying to get the female Titan killed or something?
They're probably trying to break her free or
Like,
kill her.
grab her out of the nape and run?
総員撤退
No way.
陣形を再展開カナスクへ帰還せよ
Why? What? Wait, why?
All of that, dude, just a fucking...
So did they try to destroy the female Titan?
We've been bested.
まさか自分
Oh, so they are eating her.
Wow.
抹消するとは死骸の蒸気で視界が悪い信号弾の連絡に支障が出かねない、待てリヴァイガスと刃を補充していけなぜ命令だ従え
Fucking A.
了解だエルヴィン
I really like these two.
お前
Yeah,
らの
they're
awesome.
They're a great combo.
I'll trust your judgment, he said.
エレンのおかげでね。
俺は特に何も。
私たちを信じてくれたでしょ。あの時
This girl's kind of
私たち
cute
を選
too.
んで
I was
くれた
gonna say I like her. She's
Yeah.
cool.
Petra.
正しい
Anyone who just doesn't give somebody a hard time in this world, I enjoy. Which is like everybody gives everybody a hard time.
みっともなくギャーギャー騒いでた
For example, Exhibit A.
Bastard.
Oro, I think his name is. Oro, yeah.
二人とも初陣でしょんべん漏らして泣いてたくせにいっぱいになったもんだな
She pissed her pants.
討伐数だけでは兵士の優劣は語れ
Looks
ない
like they're on a train.
バカ
ペトラさん、空中で巻き散
How far is the tree that they shot?
お前ら
They show scenes of this in like Naruto too, where they're just running from
Oh
tree
yeah,
to
just
tree.
talking.
Yeah, just talking.
The tree is so far away.
Green. What does that mean?
Kazuya Mishima.
Why do I feel like that's not Levi?
Not Levi? Was it supposed to be Levi?
That's what they just said. They have to regroup with Levi. And that guy pulled out his weapons. I'm scared.
女型は食われただが君は中身が食われるのを見たか
That's what I was
Oh.
gonna say.
まさか
ああ
Dang
以
it.
前君が
Beat
言っ
me
て
to
いた
the
スイッ
punch.
チ巨人化を解いた後もある程度動けるタイプだとすら
Oh, it's like
That's what I
Aaron.
was saying. What if they ate the body or something? Aaron survived indigestion.
Oh my gosh.
Ew.
違う誰だ
Oh!
Kazuya!
No way. Dude.
我々兵士の中に紛れ込んでいる
Bro.
I didn't think they would bring it up in this episode, but I was gonna ask you that.
Okay, before we get into this, I just want to say I'm actually very happy that this show has like followed through on like what I don't know about your thoughts when you watched it, but like what you and I have like
Yeah.
predicted. Like, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
us like at first when we were really like rattling off the deep end, like 2 episodes in, but like there has to be more going on, like a conspiracy and all. I really thought that we were nuts for thinking that. Like I really did. I was like, there's no way like this is actually happening, but the fact that this is, I will say, just off of nothing, shout out to you and me for being smart
Yeah.
and picking these things apart. But also, like, dude.
Well, that's what I was gonna
Like-
say. Like, that's what I appreciate about the show. They were starting to talk about what was it that made me think of it.
Was it Armin talking about the outside world in the first episode about how it's, like, secret, you can't talk about it? Because that was probably the first, like, for me, that was the first, like, no, that means something weird is going on in this world.
Well, they were.
You also
talking about-
mentioned when the wall first broke, and then we traveled into the city, and you guys brought up the officials' hierarchy. It's like, no, eliminate the poor.
Oh,
and all
yeah,
that.
yeah.
It was the talk about what we were talking about with like the start of Gene being like kind of not trusting and how the whole discussion was about that. And then they started talking about it a lot in this episode. Everybody's kind of like scared of trusting Erwin. And I was like, wow, it's really interesting. Like something that like we talked about it as a discussion piece, but I really didn't think it was going to be more than just 2 episodes of Gene just having an issue. Mm-hmm. And the fact that like everybody's dealing with that, it's just really cool because the show really is addressing things that are real, that can happen. That I feel like in other animes that we've watched so far, they kind of bring up and then they never follow through on the discussion part afterwards. They kind of just, all right, what's the next thing? Like this show really does go into like the details of all the nitty gritty, which is really nice.
Yeah. And then you have other shows, not just anime, but other shows and stuff in general where they might like hint at something like very early on, like it could be like in the foundation of the show, something that is going to lead down to like a conspiracy or something you wouldn't expect or something that's going to get toppled on its head by season 5 or movie 7, you know what I mean? Whereas like in the beginning, like you wouldn't expect it, but like it's 20 episodes in, and like we're actually like really in the thick of it. But it's also like it's paced really well to where like it's not like they're rushing through things. Like it all makes sense in the process of how they're going.
It feels natural.
Yeah, it feels natural, and it's not too slow to where it's like as the viewer and like the audience that you're not enjoying and not really like taking in what's happening. You know what I mean? Because sometimes like they can like. That's like the fear of like making something like hidden within your story that like sometimes you might take too long to reveal it where it's like it doesn't matter, or kind of like
you stopped caring about it.
Kind of like My Hero and like the mole in the school. Like they brought it up in season 1 and it hasn't been touched.
It hasn't been answered. Yeah,
hasn't been touched or answered since. So like at this point in my life, I don't care because it's not really relevant for the story.
Yeah.
In My Hero, I mean, you know, I don't read the manga, so I don't know like how far along that is, but like. But that's like one way where like I think that creating like an underlying like issue in the story isn't always helpful. Whereas in this, it's like been present since episode 1, and they've really done a good job of like tackling it, but without giving us like any information. I mean, in reality, we don't know anything. We're just confirmed that in our discussions that there's more to this than just an existential crisis. If that makes sense. Sorry, I just got really excited.
No. You have every right. Shit's kicking off.
Yeah, with that being said, but I didn't think they would mention it in the episode itself because I was like, there's no way the female Titan's out of the running. I feel like it's a pretty cool design and they're not just going to off the idea of that. So when it was getting eaten, I was believing that the Titan was getting eaten, but I was like, what if they're like, what if it's like search and destroy, like or search and capture? She called out to get aid, and it's like I don't know how it works. Maybe it didn't happen how I'm thinking, but I was like, what if they're going to eat and they're going to reaching for the nape and like swallow it and keep it stored in the belly, like how Eren was in the belly, and he didn't necessarily die from the blood because there's no bowel movement. They could just be stored there.
There's
as
no
like
digestive system.
Yeah, and it could be more safer than them going for that Titan. You have multiple Titans. You're not sure where the body now is. But now, I guess it wasn't that. She just ran for it.
Yeah, so she probably just got eaten, and they probably like peeled off the nape, and she just like let go and just hit.
She had the smoke cover.
Not just that though, she had ODM gear and a scout's outfit on already, unless she like pulled it off a dead body. But Erwin or Levi or whoever said, I think it was Erwin, said that they would already have. Like if this person was pre-prepared with
Titan gear
or ODM gear, they knew about this operation ahead of time. Like they knew that they knew something was going to be up. Like they weren't just like, you know, the rest, because even Levi and Erwin said that, you know, how are we going to go back to the capital without having anything now? Like what are they going to do to us and Eren? And then he was like, oh, don't worry about that. Worry about that when we get there, because Erwin knew that it wasn't. You know what I mean? Like, like he knew that they weren't finished because he knew that the real human was out there somewhere. They just had to find them. That's why he told Levi to refill your ODM gear and restock on swords and gas and whatever. But anyways, the fact that whoever's in that Titan plant and wore Scout's gear, that means that they knew that this operation was happening ahead of time, and hence why like this whole thing of not trusting whoever's in their squad. Because if you think about it, if it's somebody on the Levi squad specifically, because that's the only one, like that's the only group that we've been like privy to, and Meech, whatever. Meech,
Smelly,
Erwin, Smelly Guy, Erwin, and Levi's squad are the only ones that have some kind of idea of what's going on, even though they don't know the exact mission. Like, they didn't know about the female Titan. But somebody clearly knew enough to make whoever's in that Titan wear ODM gear.
Yeah. That's what I was going to ask. Because nobody knew exactly where Eren was.
Yeah. I mean, they mentioned it, that there might be a spy amongst them. That's why nobody... Like, when Levi Squad was talking, like, that's why nobody knows what's going on. Because Levi and Erwin trust each other, but they don't know who is the spy amongst the group.
Okay, now, I really want to try to figure out who the spy is.
I think it's Smelly Guy. Now that I'm thinking about it, it has to be Smelly Guy.
So then let me ask you this.
Wait, no, hold on. Are you saying that there's a spy and there's somebody who can change into a Titan, or there's just one person?
That's what I'm saying.
So you think there's two moles?
No,
yes.
You think there's two?
Because somebody had to inform them,
the female Titan,
inform whoever is running the Titans, whoever is the Titans. Hey, we're doing an operation. They're not letting me in on what it is. But we're doing something, so, like, just be prepared for if there's some funny business, so they try to catch you. Like, maybe dress up in a scout's gear. Because, and the reason why I say it's Mitch is because he was the only one that seems to be in the know. Because when the whole Levi squad was just talking right there, they said that, oh my god, Commander Erwin said that thing to me. You know what I mean? Like, what is the real enemy here, or whatever he said. And Mitch is the only one who... You know, when he was sitting down with Erwin and we talked about, like, the whole thing, like, I know there's more going on here. Don't talk in rhetoric to me. Like, he's the only one that has stated that he knows there's more to this than what's being seen.
But didn't somebody mention that these group of people stayed together because of what happened 5 years ago when the first Titan attacked the walls? And then it showed everybody. The new blonde girl that we saw, it showed Hanji, it showed Smith, Erwin, it showed Levi.
Sorry. You're talking about Hanji's weird group? They stayed together because of something that happened 5 years ago?
No. He said that this whole group that was brought together because they all are the ones that actually survived Shingekinokyojin.
I can't remember who was saying it, but somebody was saying there's only a specific group of people who know what Erwin's doing, and that those are the people who were with Erwin 5 years ago. And it showed Erwin, Levi, Hanji, the new blondie that you said, new character, and Mitch, and some other people.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really don't know whose allegiance is with who. It's hard to follow who might have motive or who won't. Like the blonde girl who showed up randomly today. Like if she had something to do with it, I'd say that's a dumb choice because like there's been no like.
We haven't seen her at all.
It would be brand new. Mm-hmm. I mean, it could be her, but what I'm trying to figure out is if there's two people, how does the mole communicate with whoever he's working with? Like, all I'm thinking is, like, do they have cell phones? Like,
I mean, there's got
to pull up a text, hey, we're in the woods, go figure it
I mean,
like,
a raven.
How do they,
I mean, people conspire all the time.
There's Morse code, potentially.
They could use birds, they could leave notes. I mean, it could be something as simple as, you know, maybe
a cut in a tree or something.
Yeah, maybe if they're scouts, they're allowed to leave the walls whenever and do excursions. Maybe the last excursion they went out on before Trost happened, or maybe they just, it could be something as simple as they snuck away. When they snuck away, let's just say it is Smelly Nose. If it's Mitch Smelly Nose Man, he walks out. And he's like, I'm going to go take a leak. He jumps outside the wall real quick when no one's looking, leaves a note, and maybe a regular person walks up and grabs it and takes it out. There's I think there's thousands of ways a message could get across.
Yeah.
But, I mean, we don't know enough about how much they actually guard the walls 24/7, or do they have, like, Morse code or any type of technology, you know what I mean?
I'm going to say this one more time. And I don't want to just assume that this is what it's going to be. But when I try to figure out stuff, like I always try to assume that the pieces of the puzzle are already there. We just have to put it together.
Put it in place.
Okay. I have no evidence. But like, I feel like it could be Annie. And the only reason I say that is because she's been with us the whole time. And then as soon as she's gone, the female Titan shows up. I can't figure out a motivation, but as the episode was going and I was still thinking of my theory from last week when we were talking about it, I was like, she was just as good as, like, Mikasa fighting, and she was always, like, planning on going to the... I don't know why that would work, but I'm just like, out of the people we have, she's the only one who's not currently with us. That would make for a cool reveal when we find out.
In fairness, too, like, to that theory, like, I don't necessarily agree, but... She did always say she wanted to go to the military police, and for some reason the military police, I mean, I understand their reasons of, like, wanting to kill Eren, but, like, the fact that they're just like, let's just kill Eren, because he's, like, proof that there are Titans that can turn into or humans that can turn into Titans, so that would, like, prove that on the enemy side, that's what they're using. So if the military police was, like, in on that somehow, and they just were like, let's off Eren, and let's just say Annie, like maybe her family comes from a line of like we've always gone to the military police. Like I'm just trying to make up something that could aid in that theory.
Even after the director of the MPs said that they wanted to dissect Aaron first and then get rid of him, they just we have enough. Just
they could get rid of him. I have no reason to say this, but they could be lying. You know what I mean? Like that's the only thing that I would say. I mean, clearly everybody in this world is lying to each other about what's going on. Like nobody's completely honest.
Like she was really good back at the military academy. So I was thinking to myself, like maybe she had training before coming there. Maybe the mole started early. Like I don't know. Maybe like. Some moles go really far in their mole digging. They'll get planted and be there for years on end, never being a suspect because people have built trust for 4 years with that person. And then when they go away, you don't ever suspect that. You just assume it's just somebody going out of your life. So maybe it was like she was getting information. Then when she had what she needed, she dipped and was ready to go on with phase 2. Like I don't know, but she's also a good fighter. She seemed kind of distant from the group while also being a part of the group.
Yeah.
And it's also the thing with Reiner and Armin, like, why did they not get killed? Or, like, why did Armin not get killed when it looked like Reiner was about to get squished, and then Reiner only made it out because he's Reiner.
But even Armin, like, the Titan just picked up. Yeah, like, that's
why?
A good point.
When he was willing to kill other, like, is it because Annie just felt... because Annie also would talk. The only person she would really ever talk to is Aaron and Armin in like any discussions, like or at least the last.
Not really.
She talked to Reiner too. Well, yeah.
She was with them a lot.
I was gonna say the only scenes that she's really like I can think from memory were her big moments were her with Reiner kicking his butt and Aaron's butt, and then talking to Armin saying like, be yourself, I'm heading to the military place. It's the only scenes that really stick to me.
Well, she was also on the same cadet squad as Reiner, Bertold, and
that's what I'm saying.
There's another person.
But I'm saying
Marco.
But I'm saying like out of her scenes.
So then John too.
I'm saying she was with the group as her potential my mole theory.
No, I got you.
I'm saying like the scenes that stick the most are like the moments that focus on her, which happen to have Armin present a lot, and Reiner also. So. I'm sticking with it because I really have nothing else to go on, and like, who could it be other than at least the female Titan? I still believe like I wasn't even thinking about there being a second mole, but that makes sense.
I mean, because that's the only thing that, to me, that's the only thing that's the only way that the Titans would know what is happening on the inside is if they have a spy on the inside. And I mean, like they brought that up in the show. That's So
you think it's Mitch, the nose-smelling guy.
He's the only one that says that he the only reason I say that is because the conversation you had with Erwin,
Smith,
with Commander Smith, is
say whatever you want.
He literally said, "Oh, like don't use that rhetoric with me. Like I know there's more going on here." He's like, "Oh, you've always got a good nose, man." Like with the context of what's going on now, like that conversation almost seemed like tongue in cheek. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like playing it close and like I don't know, man. It's weird.
I just feel like it can't be somebody we haven't met yet because it
wouldn't add to the story at all.
Yeah, it kind of takes away, and there's not really a huge. Not that it has to be a huge reveal. But, like, it would be...
Why would it become such a big plot point for, like, 4 episodes if it wasn't a big reveal?
Also, to bring up these annoying two that I still don't know what their purpose is, what the two chicks that hang out with each other, the one that we always... Like, they just...
Krista and Ymir.
What?
That's so funny. I was thinking of them for some reason.
I was thinking of them because I was thinking of, like, potential people, because we were talking about that initially back when the two Titans died. It had to be 2 people. What? Yeah. Like, why back in episode 3 do they have that moment... You're gonna owe me. Like, what is the point of that? If
that's a great point, actually.
If it's not gonna ever come to like, it's been so many episodes. It's almost been like 15 episodes since that, and probably more. So it's like it's such an insignificant moment that it seems like it's gonna have importance. Why put it in if it's not gonna be something important later? It might not have to do anything with this. It could be a season 2 issue.
Mm-hmm. It could be something where she just like. It could be something where they're pinned against 2 Titans and be like, you owe me one, so you die and I run away. Like, you be the distraction.
It could be
something like that. Or it could be the fact that she's the mole and she used her to kill the Titans.
Yeah.
That's... Wow.
I can't think of anything else.
I'm curious of what you two think of Erwin and Levi now, because prior episodes you had been saying you don't trust these two and you guys think they're the ones that killed Sawney and... is it Beanie or just Bean? Sonny and
Beanie.
Sonny and Bean.
and Bean. But in this episode, you guys said you started to like them.
Yeah.
Are you still skeptical of them?
I never not liked them.
Yeah.
Me and Will.
I'm not saying that. I'm asking you, do you still, like, are you still not trust them? Are they still sketchy?
You give your piece.
My thing is not that it was, okay, I guess I probably didn't really speak to it as well as I should have in previous videos, but it's not necessarily that I don't trust them, it's just how they're going about everything is weird, but as we have more context to what is, like, you know, the insight of, like at first I was kind of like, okay, we're just going to Shingekinokyojin to learn about the secret, you know, little cat or whatever cave tunnel thing under his house, whatever it is, cellar. Like, why are we being so secretive about everything? Then knowing that there's a secret mission, I'm like, okay, this makes a little more sense. Then knowing they're trying to capture the female Titan makes a little more sense. And then knowing that they think there's a spy amongst them, that is completely, like, you know what I mean? Like, that
Comes
just,
full circle.
it just makes sense why they were being sketchy about it.
Yeah.
And I didn't think, I think I never really necessarily didn't trust them as, like, thinking they're bad guys, but more so didn't trust them of, like, oh god, what are they going to do to Eren? Or, like, what is going to happen to Eren? Like, is Eren going to get effed in this situation, or are they actually trusting Eren? So
yeah. For me, the moment that I actually trusted Erwin was actually in the courthouse. Well, it was. It's a really insignificant moment. It's after he beats Eren up in front of everybody.
Beats Erwin,
yeah, Levi.
I have a proposition.
Levi. Yeah, it's after Levi beats Eren, and then Mikasa looks over angry, and he goes, there's something, I don't know what it is about it, but it's like this guy knows what he's doing. It kind of
He's
was like
playing the game.
it's like a trust me look, like
Yeah.
I'm just doing something that has to get done. And like the moment with them talking to Eren afterwards, when he's like, "Do you resent me for what I did?" kind of moment. And it's like when I said I don't know what's happening. That's just because in my mind, when the two Titans died, I thought that they did it not because they're bad, but because they have something up their sleeve I'm unaware of.
yeah.
And as for me, I'm against their leading methods, but that's just me from a philosophical point of view. I don't really believe in blind loyalty to other humans. I think humans are flawed, and at the end of the day, like, in my opinion, like, I don't see why I should have to, like, and it varies person to person. There are some people that I might be more willing to have blind following because I've built a relationship. But in my opinion, I'm not going to just blindly follow somebody I just met.
Yeah.
And so, like, in my mind, I think it's it can kind of come off as selfish for them to expect that of people like Eren, who we know is bombastic in his personality. Hell, the episode even brought up a point that I was making before it even showed, is that Eren's somebody that they don't know, who might go like an animal and go do something crazy because you didn't inform them on something, which is why I sided with Jean in the idea of, like,
tell me everything.
We're new to you. There's new information coming out. We have to be upfront about certain things, because if we're willing to risk our life, I just feel like, as strangers or people that are unaware of something, it would be nice to at least have an idea, like, what we're dying for.
Yeah.
Which is why I wasn't, like, I'm not necessarily siding with Gene. I think he's still a tool bag when he goes about it. I just kind of side against how Levi's methods of getting a point across works. It's not that I don't trust Levi. I actually, like I said the other day, I trust Erwin and Levi probably more than anyone else on the show.
Yeah.
I just don't like their methods sometimes, how they go about doing things with their underlings. It's confusing, I know.
No.
Like, and I
So just with that being said, with Jean saying, like, I want to know what we're dying for, put both of you put yourselves in this world, and you know everything that's going on, except you haven't ever met Eren. You haven't met Eren, you're not close to him like everybody else is, and you're just told, I have to protect that person with my life and everything. I should die for that person. If the goal is to, like, completely save humanity,
yes,
isn't that the reason right there? You're dying to save humanity?
And so I get that, because you actually brought that up last week. And so I guess it's a scenario basis, because the first example you brought up was them closing the gate when Eren was holding the big rock. There is an obvious goal in mind. Like, everybody right there knows that that's going to be the thing they're contributing to. because it's right there and it's present.
So for them just going out in an exploration, you're saying there is no reason for them to die for him.
Well,
out there.
it's a broader topic, and they're not all in the loop.
Okay.
They don't know necessarily what this end-all, be-all goal is that they're trying to achieve. They're just told that you're going to be a part of something special. So it's a little blurry as opposed to I'm giving my life so that we can close this gate, this immediate thing that we see right here, because they know that that's what they're sacrificing their life for. And when the guy goes and he throws the other guy out, like he knows that was the sacrifice for this important thing that he chose in that moment, like he was going to give that blind loyalty to. Like regardless of what he feels about the Titan or what the Titan might do in that moment, he chose that.
You also know that we're not like officially outside of all the walls. We're inside the wall that was breached in the first episode.
Yeah,
they went out Colonist District.
But I'm saying that
the goal is to see what's out in the land, what happened in 5 years.
Sure, and that's fine. But like they were kind of not very specific about what exactly it's going to be.
And with what you just said right there, I'm also going to add that also, each and every single person in that squad was told Eren was in a different position. So Jean was told Eren's over here, Armin was told Eren's over here, Mikasa was told Eren's over here. Nobody knew his exact position.
That's fine, and I understand that reasoning. It's because they're worried about a mole currently,
yeah.
Which is also probably the rationale of why Levi's not giving out the information. What I was more arguing on the Jean Eren topic when they were butting heads is more that actually has nothing to do with Levi. It has to do with Mikasa and Eren keeping the information that they just learned about how Eren's Titan ability works, and that Eren's Titan could easily punch one of them and kill them at any point because Eren doesn't know if he can actually control it.
Yeah,
that's it. So that's not even the argument of Levi and his hierarchy of how he. That's a whole different discussion. For that topic, I was on Jean's side because. Like, I personally was like, yeah, if you got that power and you didn't even know, it's like, I kind of want to know that, because if I want to give my all for you, and I want to make the blind loyalty, it'd be nice to know that I'm not going to die because of something you didn't tell me about.
Well, I totally get the whole Stranger Things, like, they haven't met. I was like, you've known me for years.
Yeah, and then the other thing, I was also beefing with Levi during why is he only looking straight as the female Titan's chasing us? Why is he not telling us? Like, that's also, like, I also kind of, like, that has nothing to do with the mole. I don't know why he couldn't just say, we got a thing that we have to get to. Unless he's worried that one of the moles is behind him.
I was just about to say that.
But that's like...
Because then the Titan could have... Something could have happened, the Titan would be like, skirt!
Yeah, it's hard.
Yeah.
But that's Levi's discernment. I was only saying it's hard because I don't personally know Levi. If it was real life, I'd probably be in Eren's shoes, like... I only have like a couple days to go off of knowing this person. But at the end of the day, if I also experience what Eren experienced, where he's like, yeah, these guys are good, I'm going to not go into Titan form, I would probably do what Eren does. So it's like that.
You mentioned potentially MPs killing Eren. What did both of you think this female Titan wants?
Oh, it was going after Eren. Like, Eren was bait here. That's what has to be what it was. Well, I mean, none of them are of any worth. Like, so... Now that we know there was a person within that Titan, then the only way, in reality, to combat the Titans is another human that can turn into and control a Titan. So that's like kind of like we have the nukes, and you just learned how to make a nuke, but your only nuke and the only blueprint is right here. Like if I'm the enemy team or the enemy, I'm going to steal that nuke. That make sense?
Yeah.
So, like, that's, like, the purpose of it. So, like, again, another reason why they kept that team specific in the dark, because they're protecting Levi, and why everybody was kept in the dark, because the goal is to use, or not Levi, I'm sorry, protecting Eren's bait there to get the female Titan. Like, that's what I figured that she would want in that situation.
You? Say
the question again, sorry.
What do you think the female Titan wants with Eren?
Honestly, I really don't know. I can't say with surety that it's just about killing Eren, but yeah, it's a good point. Talking about the military police wanting to kill Eren, I just don't know.
This thing's also picking and choosing who it kills to get to Eren.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. We just don't know.
It could also be like, and I was going to say this too, like not necessarily a kill Eren and get rid of him type of thing. It could also be like, let's capture Eren. He's either going to be on our side, like, hey, you help us do X, Y, and Z, and Mikasa, Armin, and your little group of friends will let them live.
Yeah.
They'll be fine. They can come in, like, even let's say this is like an internal government using like the outside world to like population control type of deal. Like maybe it's like upper echelon. Like, listen, what we'll do, Aaron, if you want to join our side and you don't fuck anything up, like we will either kill all your people that you like, or we will promote them all and switch them to military police and they'll be protected. Or we'll put them in within the center capital and they'll be protected. You know what I mean? Like, so like that could be something that they do. I don't know necessarily, but I mean that makes the most sense. I don't know why the female Titan would be all over after them and not hitting Armin or not attacking Aaron's people if it wasn't like to protect them for a reason. Unless it's Annie and she just like, I'll let you live.
Well, there's only one way to know.
Watch the next episode.
Watching the next episode.
So guys, I hope you liked what you just saw. Make sure you leave a like. Make sure you comment down below. Flick that notification bell. And subscribe to the channel.
You bastards!
You bastards! We're gonna get into the next episode. We're gonna punch it. Alrighty, guys? Bah!